So I just came out for a walk, but I thought, you know what, I'll make a video at the same time because I feel as though there's not a lot of people talking about sometimes the struggles or the issues that can pop up when you're doing rent-to-rent, property, Airbnb, etc. And I'll never forget the time a couple years ago where we took on a deal in North London. The landlord was happy for us to run it as an Airbnb. We even negotiated the rent down to below market rate. Everything was good. We collected the keys. We spent about £6,000 on furnishing it. We got it to a really nice standard. We put it online on Airbnb, booking.com. Bookings literally just started instantly flowing in. £600, £800, £1,000 bookings. Like, I remember we were literally laughing like, bro, like if we get a couple more deals like this, we're gonna be rich. Then 1 week later, we got humbled because we got a letter through the post from the block manager of the building to say Airbnb is not actually permitted in that building and we need to immediately take down the listing or they're gonna threaten us with legal action. So you can imagine the stress. We literally just put 10 grand into a property. We've got guests coming up that we can't even accommodate now. And we've got to pay the landlord's the second month's worth of rent in a couple of weeks. And we've got no way of bringing in any income. So, can't lie, it was a very sticky situation and it was headache. But it just goes to show, like, in business, you need to be able to adapt to situations and difficulties. Like, things are never gonna go the way you want it to or the way you think it's gonna go. And it's especially the case with property. A lot of people think that you just get your first property, you stick it on Airbnb and just print a load of cash. But that's not the way it works. But luckily for us, for this deal, because we'd actually negotiated the rent below market rate and we'd fully furnished the property, we were now able to market the property as a fully furnished flat to tenant. And then they ended up paying us £500 more than what we were getting it for from the landlord. So that deal did end up making us a profit and it ended up working out for us, but it could have got a lot worse and could have gone left. So yeah, I thought I'd just share that story because a lot of people don't really consider things like the lease restrictions. Are you allowed to actually operate in that building? A lot of people just put so much emphasis on the fact that, oh, I need to get that first property, I need to get that first deal. Like, getting a landlord to agree to a company let or your rent to rent, that's one thing. But are you actually able to legally operate in the building? Because it's not actually down to the landlord, especially if it's in like a block of flats or an apartment, something like that. So a lot of people don't think about that. It's a common misconception. I see people put way too much emphasis on just getting a property, but you need to make sure you've got the right one. If you don't, then you're gonna get kicked out. You just spend money on furnishing, deposit, rent, like what we've done, and now you're out of pocket. So you've got to be very, very careful.